तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। वंदे गुरोर्मंडलम। शिवोहम। Welcome to the series of talks on Shiv Swaroday. Shiv Swaroday is an ancient tantric text in which Lord Shiva, the Adinath, unfolds the secrets of Swaryog, the practice of which reveals the working of cosmos and its cosmic rhythms that keep pulsating within our body. It is the path that takes one towards highest perfection. Perfection means an all-round expression of positivity, benevolence and success that is rooted in wisdom gained through self-recognition. So far, we have discussed 61 verses of this text. Therefore, if you are watching this as one of your first video, I request you to watch related videos from the beginning for better understanding. The link to the playlist is provided in the description box. Alright, let's take the next verse, that is 62nd verse. It states, Adau Chandrah Site Pakshe Bhaskaro Hi Site Tare Pratipatto Dinanyahu Strini Trini Krutodaye. This verse means for the first 3 days of bright fortnight, lunar nadi flows and then alternates. For the first 3 days of dark fortnight, solar nadi flows and then alternates. In this way, one is able to know the rising of the swar. This is an extremely important verse as it forms the foundation of your Swar Yoga practice. In Swar Yoga, we do not refer to the Gregorian calendar. Rather, we calculate according to the lunar calendar. Did you ask what is a Gregorian calendar? Well, it is the same calendar which people use normally, having January, February, like 12 months of fixed number of days. For example, today is Thursday and 9th April 2020 AD as per Gregorian calendar. This calendar has many limitations and has very little information to offer from the cosmological point of view. You may say that a calendar should just tell us the day, month, date and year. What more information do we need from any calendar? Well, there are so many other aspects of time or kal that a Swar Yogi should be aware of. This information is needed to bring his swar in perfect unison with the cosmic rhythms, and those details are available only in a detailed lunar calendar. So what is a lunar calendar? A lunar calendar is based on the phases of the moon and its movement in 27 constellations. You know through your own observation that the shape and brightness of the sun does not change. It shines almost with the same intensity every day. But the story with the moon is different. Its shape keeps changing dynamically. There are 2 phases. One phase, when the size and brightness of the moon increases from 0 to full, and the other phase is where the brightness and shape reduces from full moon to no moon. Full moon date is called Purnima and no moon or new moon date is called Amavasya. The first half is a bright fortnight that starts from the day next to the new moon till the full moon. This bright half, where the moon's brightness is increasing day after day, is known as Shukla Paksh, the last day of the bright fortnight, or Shukla Paksh is Purnima. The other phase starts from the day next to the full moon and ends on the day of the new moon. This is known as Krishna Paksh. There is dominance of lunar energies during the Shukla Paksh and dominance of solar energies during the Krishna Paksh. Both the moon phases are of nearly 14 to 15 solar days each. For the lunar calendar, the day starts from the sunrise and not from 12 o'clock in the midnight as in the case of the Gregorian calendar. How current tithi is calculated? Now this is something I have explained in one of the previous lectures on Karan and yogas. It will be very helpful to you if you are able to get versed with these terms. You may go to the previous lectures where I have explained how the tithi is calculated. You can find the link to it above and in the description box. There are 15 tithis in each paksh, starting from Pratipada to Purnima, that is the full moon or Amavasya, that is new moon. The first 3 days of Shukla Paksh means bright fortnight. The swar during the sunrise will be Chandra swar or lunar swar. The first 3 tithis are Pratipada, Dvitiya and Tritiya. Then the next 3 tithis or days, the swar during the sunrise will be solar swar. These 3 tithis are Chaturthi, Panchami and Shashti. Then the next 3 tithis, that are Saptami, Ashtami and Navami, will be again the lunar swar during the sunrise. Then the next 3 tithis, that are Dashmi, Ekadashi and Dwadashi, will be solar swar during the sunrise. The last 3 tithis of the bright fortnight are Trayodashi, Chaturdashi and Purnima. In these tithis, the swar during the sunrise will be the lunar swar or Chandra swar. This was about the bright fortnight or Shukla Paksh. So you must have noticed that how the swar is alternating every 3 days. Hope this is clear. See the chart here to get more clarity. You can see that during the Krishna Paksh also there is the same pattern of alternating swar. But here the swar starts from the solar swar during the first 3 days or first 3 tithis. Then it alternates from lunar to solar and solar to lunar for every 3 days during the sunrise. This is an amazingly astonishing process that is continuously taking place within our body energies. This clearly shows us how beautifully, deeply we are connected with the cosmic forces and their rhythms. This natural rhythm of swar is an answer for every skeptical person who thinks that Swar Yoga is just a figment of imagination or pseudoscience. Just because you do not practice or do not do your sadhana does not make it a pseudoscience. This dance of swar on the tune of lunar tithis as per influence of moon's bright and dark fortnight is a cosmic proof of how intimately and precisely we are governed by cosmic forces. Isn't this grand proof that we are cosmic beings experiencing this material life? I know it is. So what is the call for action here? Well, the first step in the practice of Swar Yoga is to cleanse and purify our body, mind and energies, so much so that our energies start resonating in this universal rhythm. That means one needs to match the rhythm of one's swar to this natural pattern that I have just shared with you. If this pattern is not matching with your swar, then there is certainly some issue on the physical or mental level. Apart from various cleansing methods that are taught in Tattva Shakti Vigyan, you must ensure a discipline of sleep and waking. When you follow those purification regimes and get up at least 15 to 20 minutes before sunrise, you will observe the miracle. One sure short way to match and keep this pattern is to get up early, do your sadhana, and then go out and greet the sun. Be in the presence of the rising sun for some time. Just the simple act, and you will see how profound its effect is. When your swar starts to flow in tune with the cosmic rhythm, you will become more eligible for higher practices. Even just this matching of the swar is going to give you great benefits in your daily life. For whatever purpose you want to embrace the knowledge and wisdom of Swar Yoga in your life, it can be fulfilled only when your swar synchronizes with this natural cosmic pattern. You just need to know which tithi is there during the sunrise time. And as I have shared, the pattern of rising of the tithis during the sunrise time match your swar with this pattern. If you haven't done it, all other rules and miraculous techniques that follow will not give 100% results. So matching your swar to cosmic swar is not only important, this is non-negotiable. Hope I am clear. That's all for today. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I bow down to the divine sitting in your hearts. Shiva.